All right, welcome to St. Louis. We're gonna go check out the town. I hope you guys enjoy it. As today we're here in the beautiful city of St. Louis, Missouri. We're gonna go check out the Gateway Arch right now. What do you think of the building just seeing it as we've seen it? We've made a few loops over the river so you can get some good pictures.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks amazing. It looks very clean and it's quite interesting. The whole city is. You go over to East St. Louis, there's nothing there, but suddenly when you're here, it's just right across the river. There's big high rises and stuff. Very something different, completely different to what I'm used to anyway, coming from Ireland. So, yeah.
So, just aesthetically looking around, which one do you prefer? Kansas City, St. Louis?
I think Kansas City still.
Kansas City?
Yeah, I like small places.
What if we throw Omaha and Chicago into the mix, though?
Definitely Omaha.
Omaha? Omaha's his pick. There you go, guys.
He's a fucking weirdo.
Here's the city, Peter. So here is a statue of Dred from the Dred Scott decision. It's a really big thing in American history. A man from Missouri took his slaves into free states. They lived there for a while, and they moved back to Missouri. The court case ended up going all the way to the Supreme Court, where I believe he ended up staying a slave. So that was the result of it, but it all started here in St. Louis at the St. Louis courthouse. So there's a statue to it. I definitely recommend, if you don't know about it, to look up and read more about it.
That'll be backwards.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
And then there's the arch right there behind us. We're gonna ride to the top of the arch.
You did a video, man. You explain it to me. I'm not gonna explain anything.
This is our elevator pod. All right, this is it. This is the little capsule you ride up in to the top of the arch. We'll see you there. We'll see you at the view. This is it, the top of the arch. They got it divided into two halves, but you get to look out through these little holes. You can see the Missouri side and the Illinois side. East St. Louis, Illinois.
Two, ready? Oh no, I'm recording you guys. Put it on picture.
So what's your impression of St. Louis from an aerial view?
Yeah, that's incredible. Really nice city. Beautiful.
A lot of brick. That's what they built the city out of originally. What do you think of Missouri French? He's a native French speaker.
Oh, c'est très bien. Magnifique.
Did you expect to find that here when you came, when you were getting on the plane?
Non, j'ai pas attendu à voir ça.
Right there, it tells you kind of the influences of it.
Yeah. It's like I end up being these models and everything.
Peter said you guys might enjoy this. So here you go. Top, or bottom, I suppose. To top. And then back down. We're just leaving now, headed back to go to our next destination, I got that bag free when I bought a snow globe. So, you want a free bag, that's a life hack.
Get a snowball globe.
Get a big snow globe. It was only like a $30 snow globe, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
So, not expensive at all.
He's gonna enjoy shaking it later. He's gonna be shaking it all day.
Yep.
It's like that snow.
Anyways, yeah, we're going to check it out. What'd you think of the museum?
It was really cool. It was lovely. It's really well presented, kind of clear, good lighting.
He had a hot take on the view from the arch. What'd you say, comparing it to the Willis Tower view?
Yeah, no, to be honest with you, it's better because you don't have to queue up for like one look at a window. You can look at the window and you can kind of free roam around it. So it's much better than the Willis Tower where you're kind of penned into this big queue looking at nothing.
So here in St. Louis, there's a little tourist attraction that most people, even I think from the area, don't usually come and visit. I'm from Missouri, and my dad didn't know about this. He's from St. Louis specifically, and this is called the Mural Mile. This is basically a wall to keep in the flooding of the Mississippi River, and all along it, it's totally 100% covered in graffiti, the entire length of this wall for a mile. It's probably longer than a mile, but it's called the Mural Mile. And you see these little murals that random people have just come out here and thrown on over time. They'll paint over each other and they'll They'll put up their little logos, their gang signs, everything and anything you could think of. There's just cartoons, stuff that people like, and they put it up here. What do you think of it, Peter?
It looks amazing. It's like the Berlin Wall.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
And then we'll jump out and we'll show you guys when we get to like one that we find interesting. So we're out here at the mile. You can see the arch behind us. You see some of the bridges crossing over, and beautiful murals. Like, a lot of work obviously went into a lot of these. You can see right here, and it's the whole way down, and it keeps going even further out that way. We're right here in front of a rail line. St. Louis, I think, is the second biggest rail hub in the United States after Chicago, which is number 1. Yeah, Peter's a big fan of trains and of art and of cities and of bricks, so he's got it all here.
Bricks, trains, and broken stuff.
Yep. Peter loves trains, so we're getting him a train picture. Go for it, Peter. You are peeing on a train, and I'm standing on railroad tracks. Don't do this at home, kids.
Back in my territory.
If you haven't already, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for the Mural Mile. And if you guys come here, let me know down in the comment section. That's gonna be it from the Mural Mile. We're gonna head into town, go see some other stuff around here. It's really a nice little place to come visit. I definitely think if you're in St. Louis, it costs nothing, obviously. Open to the public, you come down here, check it all out, and you get to see this. So one of the really unfortunate things about the city of St. Louis is it is kind of the extreme of the former Rust Belt, which means huge amounts of industry used to exist here, but now you're like where we're standing right next to the Mural Mile. This is all totally abandoned. Used to be factories, warehouses, offices, things like that all along here. Very historic area, totally gone, totally abandoned. Now you just see this like very rusty, deindustrialized society here where there's so much abandoned stuff, and we saw it downtown too. Peter saw there's lots of abandoned buildings just all around the city. It's unfortunately going through a really tough time right now, and the city of St. Louis is not what it used to be, where it used to be one of America's sort of like, you know, icon cities, one of the ones you'd go to and you'd see, you know, a beautiful, thriving society. Just doesn't have that anymore. Now you get scenes like this of graffiti and garbage and rusted out abandoned places. All these buildings are essentially unoccupied by legal residents, at least. There's probably homeless people living in some of them, but it's like this across the entirety of the Midwest, starting in Pittsburgh all the way to here is pretty much the Rust Belt. And it's a really sad part of how America is right now. But in some cities, Detroit and stuff, they're starting to revitalize, and hopefully St. Louis will get some of that in the future. We're at the Cahokia Mounds, just on the east side of St. Louis, so we're technically in Illinois. Right behind us, you can see the city, you see the arch. Well, Peter didn't stand in the way. Right there, you see the city and the arch. What do you think of the Cahokia Mounds, Peter?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's it definitely gives you a different, something you wouldn't expect to see in America, for sure.
Yeah, and it's got this a lot of the art that we saw when we were at the Field Museum up in Chicago came from here.
Yeah.
The wind's probably going to be unbearable in this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to cover the microphone, but yeah, it's a huge mountain. I'll show you guys what it looks like from the bottom. So right there directly in front of me is the visitor center. This would have been like the main plaza of the city, and these other mounds would have been other like places that people lived, important people. Most people didn't live on the mountains, but the important people of the tribe did. And here you go, a little view over in Illinois. See the bottom. So down here at the bottom, this is the first flight of stairs. There's another one that goes up right there. It's a pretty good little, there you go. The other set of stairs. There was a French settlement at the top, a small like a priest set up there. So there was a little mound that they would give their sermons from.
I couldn't get communion up there though, sadly.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not active right now. But that's going to be the Illinois section of St. Louis. Unfortunately, we're not going to be given a walking tour of East St. Louis today, but maybe next time. All right, we're going to check out the Missouri History Museum here in Forest Park, built for the St. Louis World's Fair. This building was originally, right behind me, the first aircraft to cross the Atlantic Ocean, or at least a replica of it. I'm not sure if it's the original. You'll see these all over the US at any aviation museum. So I'm not sure if it's the original or not, but we're going to check it out. Yeah. Check out the rest of the place. Peter's been excited about this, the World's Fair display and exhibit here at the St. Louis Zoo, or not St. Louis Zoo, the St. Louis Forest Park. So the basic idea of a World's Fair is to display things from all over the world in one place. So here, I'll show you the little map, and they would have displays from everywhere in the world. Like right here, there's like some Asian stuff, and countries would all send stuff here to represent themselves. And yeah, it was something that used to happen. I don't know if they still do it. I don't think they do. Maybe they do.
World fairs?
Yeah.
Yes, every year there's a world fair. If you go to Shanghai, China, there is the Museum of World Fairs, and currently the World Fair, the last one I believe was in Milan, but they still do them. World Fairs are the biggest things. Exhibitions first started in France, and now to this day we get World Fairs of all sorts of things: medicine,
Yeah, I didn't know about
art, architecture.
I thought they had stopped.
No, still going ahead.
There
They've
you
never
go.
stopped.
Funny. We have an Irishman taking a picture of Irishmen being taken at the World's Fair.
Yeah. So yeah, the World Fair.
Irishception.
They represented all parts of the world. So anywhere in the empire. So Ireland was part of the British Empire. So Britain's pavilion would have had an element of their culture exhibited.
On the map, they had them separated.
Yeah. Okay. They didn't want to associate with us.
Yeah. Who would?
Oh yeah, it's dry array, so you can just like see. Yeah, wow. Yeah, a lot of hard work.
Oh wow, look at all these buildings. Yeah, but these are all city buildings around the city.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is what I was talking about, the city museum.
Okay.
And it's like a children's place. And that's the arena you saw. We're just finishing up at the museum. What'd you think of it, Peter?
Yeah, really nice. It's good. It's not too big. You can get around in it. Doesn't take up your whole day, and it's well worth seeing because you get a feel for you get a bit of Missouri history and a bit of American history included in that. And it's not too much. It's not too overpowering, so it's perfect. If you're not too into museums, this one will be for you because it has stuff that's not just history, like strictly history. It's got a bit of music stuff going on and cultural activity.
What'd you think of the park in general?
Park is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I can imagine this in the springtime or summer. It might be a bit better now, but that being said, even in the winter, you get to see the nice trees and their shapes. Beautiful planting here, really nice landscape area, and yeah, you got some lovely things to see.
Would you recommend St. Louis to people? Would you recommend Missouri as a whole? What would you recommend?
I'd recommend Missouri as a whole. I'd say it's one of those American secrets that not many people outside of America would necessarily go to at first. But Missouri as a whole, yeah, absolutely. It would be stupid to miss Missouri as a state. You've got such a good food. You've got great roads to get around in. Actually, just getting around Missouri in general is quite easily enough. And it's plus as a good base to visit if you're visiting America for the first time. I was kind of lucky picking Missouri as the place. You get access to everywhere, so it's like right in the middle. It's a good base to have as your day trip area. So we did day trips to different cities, but yeah, anywhere in Missouri really is a good place as a starting point.
So we're at an area called the Loop, which has got a bunch of Christmas decorations up right now for this time of the year, and they got a bunch of restaurants and stuff like that here. It's right next to Washington University. So a lot of college people out and about.
Absolutely, yeah. You can see lots of the height of the buildings has also changed as well. So you kind of get a more community feeling. So you kind of get to see things from a different angle of St. Louis.
It smells like weed right now.
It does smell like weed, yeah.
Another thing they have here is I don't know if it's St. Louis or Missourians, but the Walk of Fame for people who lived either in the city of St. Louis or Missouri. I think it might be St. Louis specific though. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but it's got a Walk of Fame just like in Hollywood. So you follow it down, you'll see those people. I think that woman from the American Office, I don't remember her name, but she's from here.
Oh, okay.
But we're gonna take Peter right now to a St. Louis icon, Fitz's. He's fallen in love with root beer since being introduced to it, and St. Louis has a really great style of root beer from Fitz's, so we're gonna go in there. We're not gonna sit down and get like root beer floats or anything, which is a very American thing, but we're gonna get some root beer, we're gonna head out and go to the next stuff. All right, Peter, let's try your Fitz's and see what an Irishman thinks of it.
You want us to get your picture? Or you just get a selfie?
Oh my God, that's really good. It's the best one.
It's the best root beer.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
It's really good. The flavor is excellent. Yeah, it's really good.
There you go.
Utymol taste, which I quite like as a toothpaste, but it's kind of like, it's basically like drinking a nice Utymol.
And Chuck Berry was from here. This is his statue, and he actually has a restaurant place that he used to perform at right over there. So there you go. If you like Chuck Berry, this is his place.
It's fabulous.
We're at Lone Elk Park, and right here we got some elk right in front of us. You ever seen elk before, Peter?
No, never. Only shot them in video games.
They a little bigger than the deer you've been seeing along the highway?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a pretty good size herd they got here.
One doesn't jump through the window.
Oh, really?
Yeah, over there.
Oh yeah, that must be the male then. What do you think?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really nice. They're very different to deer. They're like horses. They're more like horses than deer.
Here in Lone Elk Park, they actually have a big aviary, or not aviary, but a bird sanctuary where you can see a lot of local birds, but also a bunch of other birds from other places, and they're really cool. They have beautiful birds there. You'll see huge condors from like the Andes and stuff.
Dude, look, the antlered. Look. I am Animal Planet.
White-tailed deer. Got another group of deer. This buck still got his antlers out there. I don't know if you guys see that very well. Sorry it's so shaky. Another buck, an elk. Yeah. Right here in Elk Park, we have the American bison herd. It's December right now. No, it's November right now, late November. So this is what the bison are up to. So you can see some crossing the road right here. We got the bison here, more bison down here. Come here, it's just outside of St. Louis, Elk Park. You can drive in amongst the bison and the elk, and they're always pretty close to the road. Get to see them living natural, wild, and you visit the bird thing. But we can't go to the bird thing today because we're running out of daylight, unfortunately. Yeah. Here you go. What do you think of bison?
Oh, beautiful, docile animals. They're lovely looking, really pretty. Look like cows, like Highland cows.
What are they?
The Scottish red
Boeuf sauvage.
Le boeuf sauvage.
That was the word that the Missouri French made for them, the New World French.
I'm tempted just to see, can I jump on one here? Huh?
Give it a ride. Peter's going in for the photography.
He might look at me and try to charge me, would he?
Might.
He's like a bull. It's kind of scary, isn't it? Though, right? He's got some horns.
All right, guys, that's going to be it from St. Louis. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really like St. Louis. It's a place I've been coming my whole life. It's been basically the #1 tourist destination for me, coming from Kansas City because I got family out here. So I've really been exploring it for a long time, and I hope you guys enjoyed my quick run through with Peter. We only had a day, but we did as much as I think we could.
Yeah, well done. No, we did a great little trip. Well worth watching Ray's videos. If you want a quick little whistle-stop tour of cities that you want to see, well worth checking out.
And Peter was with me in Ireland, so if you want to see those videos, check them out too. If you guys like, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if I inspired anybody to come out to St. Louis. I'd be happy to give out more tips down in the comments section. Peter's trying the St. Louis Lion's Choice. It's a roast beef sandwich. What do you think about it?
It's really delicious. It reminds me of I don't know. It's really good. It's like proper roast beef sliced. It's really good. You get a bit of it's slightly it's medium rare so as well. So you kind of get it's unusual for it's definitely something different that I've never had before. Delicious food.
Take a bite. It's my dad's favorite restaurant in the world. So there you go. Lion's Choice. It's in St. Louis.